wealthy people spend a lot of money to get policy made the way they want it, and they get it.
Now to sign the law.
The average voter doesn't know what's happening behind the scenes.
A Texas bill targeting LGBTQ plus children.
They want to keep it secret.
A Texas law banning abortions.
Howdy.
They really believe that they've been given a mandate by God.
He has set us free from the law.
They want to destroy the public school system.
We are not contending against flesh and blood.
The money is all tied back to the same people.
Follow the money.
I am not comfortable with the transgenders.
More than 90% of your financing came from billionaires.
I don't think he would have any comment.
We're going to go inside and see if he'll talk to us. Is it about control?
Senator Ted Cruz.
And power?
It is a Russian-style oligarchy, pure and simple.
I am telling you, that everybody is finally starting to cover what is really afoot, what is really going on in this here country. What Trumpism really was, that if you dump Trump, which, you know, listen, they were making a big deal yesterday on the mainstream media about how the New York Post and the Wall Street Journal, both Rupert Murdoch properties, have said Donald Trump failed to protect the United States of America. Donald Trump is not suitable to be a president ever again in this country. 18 months later, two Rupert Murdoch properties are saying, okay, we're done with Trump. We're going to move on to the next guy who will probably be Ron Death Sentence from Florida, where almost 80,000 people have died of COVID. 80,000 dead people in Florida alone because this man believed it was a hoax. So they've moved on to like their next, autocrat. They've moved on to the next dude, right? The next guy, because Donald Trump has too much baggage, you understand, too much baggage. And that baggage is 5 dead people on January 6th. That baggage is that there is a grand jury seated in Washington, D.C. That baggage is Steve Bannon. That baggage is Rudy Giuliani. That baggage is John Eastman. That baggage is Sidney Powell. And billions of dollars in lawsuits against them for lying and bamboozling. And, but the idea that this country should be taken down an anti-democratic white Christian nationalist road is what the money wants. It's what the money wants. And that special that was on CNN on Sunday night finally started to tell the story, but they did it so simply. They just looked at one damn state, just one state, Texas. A state like Texas that has moved so far to the right that the people of Texas don't even recognize their own freaking state. The general population of Texas is not this right-wing, lunatic, fringy, billionaire, white nationalist crowd. That is not who the population of Texas is. Maybe there's 2 billionaires in West Texas. You know, that's the only place I ever was part of, like, had to duck gunfire. I literally had to duck bullets in West Texas. That's the only time I was ever shot at, ever, in my whole life, when I lived in West Texas. I was a DJ at a club, a country western club. It was called The Main Event. It was on University Avenue in Odessa, Texas. And I was the DJ in the booth. Thank God that booth was elevated and above the stage. Thank God. And I swear to you, I was playing Henry Nielsen, You're Breaking My Heart. Do you know that song? You're breaking my heart. You tear me apart. So F you. Do you know that song? So that song, made people a little, aggressive, I guess. And some guy just pulled out a handgun and just started shooting up the place. And he was shooting in my direction. Don't ask me. But let me say, with that said, Texas is not this right wing, okay? The idea that gun owners can carry handguns now without permits, without training, that parents of transgender children could be facing investigation by state officials, that women are now prohibited from ending pregnancies even after a baby dies inside of you, that women are being forced to carry dead tissue, until it naturally, removes itself. That you go into labor and you pass it through your vagina. Maybe you got septic on the way. Maybe, you got an infection because it was dead tissue. And maybe it poisoned you so that you could never, ever conceive again. You could never have children. Texans are not, they're not down with this, when you explain it to them. But there are 2 Texas billionaires out there, Tim Dunn and Ferris Wilks, who have very quietly for many years now bankrolled the most far-right fascist people. And one of them is Ted Cruz. Ted Cruz got multiple millions, I think, $16 million from these guys, okay? And they go out looking for lunatic, fringy people. There's this one woman, her name's Valerie Swanson. She was a Sunday school teacher, and she actually was able to challenge a 14-year incumbent Republican, named Debbie Riddle in 2016 in Houston, because these guys literally financed her. And she actually was stunned. She said, well, I never would have been able to run if it wasn't for them. And they did it through these, stupid organizations. Not only do they give direct cash, because I don't know if you know this or not, but Texas has no limits on money. You can give as much money as you want directly to whoever you want in the state of Texas. There are, I think, 9 states that operate this way. That man in that clip that is saying this is a Russian-style oligarchy, he is one of the most conservative, right-wing Republican legislators. He's a state senator from Amarillo. He clashed with these 2 billionaires, so they don't give him money anymore. Doesn't mean he's not an ultra right-wing, Republican state senator, because he is. He is. But he was willing to talk to CNN and say why he was cut off from their money. And it's because they want all public school destroyed. They don't want any more public school in the state of Texas. This is why they started the whole CRT crap, these rumors, about they're teaching your kids critical race theory, which we all know is not being taught, because if it was being taught to 4th graders, they'd be geniuses, because it has to do with how the law functions, what redlining is, and how it eats its way into our justice system. That's what it is. Anyway, they don't want public school. They want Christian schools only and private ones.